Um, I'm Claire. I'm one of the senior students here who take turns leading the Sunday meditations. Uh, is anyone here for the first time? Hey, welcome, welcome. So just to explain what we're going to do here, our guiding teachers are Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson, and they requested from one of our root teachers here, Adzam Rinpoche, whose picture is on that little table over there. They requested this practice that we're going to do this morning. So it's a really simple practice, but it is like very blessed. So if you do it today and you feel like taking it home and doing it with you at home, it's a really easy one to do at home too. Basically what we're going to do is to sit, to sink the attention to the center of the abdomen and to kind of rest our mind on the breathing. And then from time to time, we'll just sound the sound hong together. And so this is a syllable hong in Tibetan if you're into that sort of thing. And if you're not, don't worry about it. You just feel the sound of hong in your body, in the room around you. And so we're really just using two different objects of meditation. So there's the object of meditation of our physical sensations. So when we feel into the breath at the center of the abdomen, we're more used to sort of imagining our body from the outside in, like what's my abdomen look like? Oh no, it's kind of pudgy. And like we're like imagining from the outside. So here we're actually like feeling into the inside of our body. And that's a really great place to kind of settle your mind just as you're going through your day. It's pretty close to our center of gravity. And also, we tend to hold stress here. So if you kind of settle your mind into this area and you invite yourself to relax, often it really kind of helps your posture. It helps to release some of that, tightness around your organs of your abdomen. So it's a really nice just mindfulness practice to do during the day. And then, so that's the first type of object of meditation, that's physical sensations. And then the second type is really to sound itself. So some people are more visual learners, some people are more auditory learners, and for some people, we've got visual meditators and auditory meditators. So it's sort of a nice opportunity to check out what works for you, so that if you want to do some practice at home, you already have some sense of what works well. So we'll do that practice for the first part of our hour together, whatever's left of that, 51 minutes. And then we'll take a little break and we'll come back and do a more sort of heart-centered meditation, which I'll explain after the break. So all the old hands already know this stuff. But if you're new, just feel free to sound this sound hong together with everybody else. If you don't feel comfortable saying syllables out loud in a weird context, that's fine. You can just sit and listen to everyone else sound it. And for those who have just recently come in, we have a book going around that you can write names in if there's somebody who's sick or they've recently passed away, or you just want to keep them in mind. You can put their name in that book. You can also put your name in the book if you want to. Hey, welcome, y'all. So that's what we'll do. And then at the end, we'll have some announcements and things like that. So let's get started with some meditation. So it's really important to have good posture as you meditate. If you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, you can just switch to a chair, or if you get uncomfortable on the floor, feel free to switch over at any time. The most important part of posture is to have a straight back. So I like to imagine a string pulling the crown of my head up. Some people talk about sort of tucking your chin in to make your neck nice and long. Kind of make your spine as straight as possible, and then you relax. And allow the natural alignment of the spine to support you. If you like, you can let your eyes just gently rest at about a 45-degree angle down. If it's distracting for you to have your eyes slightly open, then you can have them all the way closed, but even if your eyes are closed, ideally they're kind of gazing a little bit downward. If you find that you're getting sleepy, you might open your eyes and gaze a little bit up. That can help to kind of wake you up a little bit. So we're here, eyes are comfortably settled. We can just go down through the body, touching in with the different parts of the body and just inviting them to relax. So of course you can't command your body to relax. So this is not relax face. This is, oh, is there any tension in my face? And feel into the muscles around the eyes and the cheeks, the jaws. If you find any excess tension, you just gently invite it to relax. Not a command, an invitation. And we feel into the neck and throat, and if there's any excess tension, we invite that to relax. We feel into the shoulders and the upper back. If we find any excess tension there, we just invite it to relax. And the chest area, even the more subtle heart center, if we find there's any excess tension, any excess constriction, we invite that to relax. And the abdomen, we feel into our abdomen, and if there's any excess tension, we invite it to relax. And the lower back, feel into the muscles there, and if there's any excess tension, we invite it to relax. And now from the base of the spine, you can imagine a plumb line or roots or an anchor just dropping all the way down through the ground, through the top layers of the earth, all the way to the center of the earth. So now you're really connected to that very deep, that very settled place, the center of the earth. And if you find that your mind is very distracted, you're unable to focus, you can just come back to this image of dropping down your roots or your plumb line to the center of the earth to ground yourself again. So now that we're connected with the earth, I like to imagine all the weight of the body just settling down to the base of the body where it's contacting the cushion or the chair. And to really feel the support of the cushion, to feel the support of the chair, and just allow the body to be supported naturally. And as we really settle into this meditative state, naturally thoughts will arise. And when they do, just see if you can notice, oh, thinking. So you're not trying to stop the thinking. You're not judging yourself for having thoughts. You just notice, oh, thinking. And then you invite your mind back into the sensations of the breath. And however many times your mind gets distracted, just that many times you recognize it and you come back. And if you find that you're very distracted, it's very hard to focus, you might just take a small break, open your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then return your attention to the breath again. So as we settle into the meditation practice, you can either just really feel into the sensations in the center of the abdomen. There's a very important energetic center, a few finger widths below the navel and a few finger widths inside the body, that the Tibetans call the Do, Chinese call the Dantian, Japanese call it the Hara. A very deep, important center. So we're just feeling into that area of the body, feeling it expand with the in-breath, contract with the out-breath. Feeling it from the inside out. We set our strong intention to really rest the mind in that sensation of breathing. to really allow the mind to flow into the sensations in the center of the abdomen, and as much as possible to be absorbed in those sensations, allowing thoughts just to drift through the mind without really grabbing us. So with that intention, we'll sit for a while. The breath naturally flows in and out. We don't have to make that happen. Thoughts naturally arise in the mind, but we don't have to follow them. And just for this short time together, we really have an opportunity to keep inviting the mind back into the body, back into the present moment, and as much as possible to rest more and more unified with that sensation of breathing at the center of the abdomen. As we shift attention to the sound Hong, which is a syllable that evokes awakened mind, we really shift our focus and allow our mind to settle into the sound itself, in our bodies and in the room. And our intention settles back down deep into the body at the center of the abdomen. Try to recognize thoughts as thoughts, not get wrapped up in them. And every time we realize we've become completely distracted, we just notice, oh, distracted. And we bring our mind gently back to the breath. So before we take our short break, I just wanted to offer a few reflections. So take these and do what you will with them. Um, Yesterday, we had some really wonderful teachings from Tulku Jigme Rinpoche. So if you were interested in coming to those and weren't able to, you can talk to Jerry in the front office about getting access to the recordings. But they were really good. And one of the things that struck me that Tulku Jigme said was that, basically our school of Tibetan Buddhism, the Nyingma school, really believes that we all already have a fully enlightened Buddha nature within us. And our job through practice really is more to clear away everything that obscures that. So we're not really like making ourselves into something we're not. We're just clearing away all the static that conceals our actual nature. And it just kind of got me thinking that often, if you hear teachings on like mindfulness or this sort of like very secular meditation, you hear what to do in an actual meditation session. But I think one thing that the Buddhist tradition really emphasizes and that's valuable to me is that every time you sit to meditate, it's within the entire context of your life. And, I think it's relatively easy to sit down, be distracted, and think, gosh, I'm a terrible meditator. But if you think about it, I mean, your mind, it's all the time, every day, having to think, being bombarded with stimuli. And I think in this culture, we really, we all have a phone with us most of the time, and we really never have to have downtime. So your mind can be always engaged. I mean, I find a tendency within myself if I'm just, driving somewhere, I'm sitting down to eat and I don't have anything else to do, I'll pick up a book. Or if I'm in my car, I'll turn on NPR so I can have some kind of information coming in. And then we sit down to meditate, and suddenly we don't want our mind to be full of thoughts. I mean, it's crazy. So, I just wanted to offer the reflection that really, if we're seeking a contemplative life, the whole context of the rest of our life too, off the cushion, really comes with us onto the cushion. So, I've just been thinking, since the teachings yesterday, and it's something that comes up for me every so often, I've really just been thinking about my own tendency to fill up any mental gaps with something: music, information, a podcast, reading a book, talking to somebody. And, I say that's not the type of mind I want. I say that's not the type of life I want. I feel like I want to have this spacious, peaceful life, but then what I'm actually doing is the opposite of that. So whatever that might look like for you, I'm just want to invite you to reflect on that if you feel like it, or to completely forget and ignore like everything I just said. If it doesn't resonate with you, this is not like you should do this, but more like, oh wow, I saw this in myself. What do y'all think? So I just wanted to throw that out there because I think it's so easy to be swept up in that always connected, always doing something type of culture. And if we really want to practice and to live a contemplative life, that's in a way very countercultural. And it's hard. But then I feel like those times when I actually do begin to try and make space and to be more comfortable with space in my life and with space in my mind, it's really nice. So anyway, those are my reflections. Do with them whatever you will. And now let's take a break. There are cookies and there's water for tea and probably coffee, thanks to Gary out there. So we'll take about a 10-minute break and we'll come back and do some closing meditation.
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings primarily in the Tibetan tradition in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson wished to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Kaizen Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor, and just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzom Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzom Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many, 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 many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts, in practices, in rituals, in art, and many people in the West are attracted to it, and yet Westerners are Westerners. We're Westerners. We're not monastics. We may dedicate our lives to practice in our heart of hearts, but we have families, we have jobs, we have all kinds of responsibilities. So how can we communicate and really experience transformation through these practices? For that, some kind of bridging is necessary. We're also a community center, nonprofit community center, which is the hub of our work extending life skills, the life skills of cultivating calm, of cultivating ease in life, of cultivating kindness.
What did you do today that you liked?
Make the glittery thing to show your anger.
And what happened when you shook up the glittery thing?
It made me feel a little bit like I wanted to meditate in peace.
And then the Research Institute is where we look at what we can provide by way of information gained through research for the interested public. So we've mentioned that our own teachings here, which are drawn from work that we've done, our own translation work, our own study, and so forth, some of these will start appearing as pamphlets for practitioners here, and some of them will become books that will be published and will be widely available to the larger public. And I am right now in the process of gathering a team to translate a text from this tradition, which he powerfully feels and which I also have a very, very strong wish to see translated. And we hope to do more of that. We've seen people telling us how their lives have changed, how their lives are improved, the comfort, the inspiration that they feel coming to Dawn Mountain. We really are inspired to envision a way that Dawn Mountain becomes a stable beacon and place of gathering for people who wish to practice at whatever level.
I trust the teachings. I feel in the place. I feel that I am constantly fed.
And I can feel my breathing better because of the way my legs are positioned.
How long have you been sitting like that?
I learned it when I started coming here.
And it's not only been in the spiritual sense, but also in every aspect of my daily life. I feel that I'm less stressed out. I don't get as angry or as depressed as I used to.
It's good. It teaches me how to kind of relax and be mindful and help with school and stuff like that whenever I get aggravated.
One of our projects that has come to partial fruition is that we have developed a curriculum, which is posted on our website, that is explains the open matrix of what a path, spiritual path, can be supported here at Dawn Mountain.
We've slowly become aware of the power of the media, and it is clear now that there is great interest in both our broadcasts from here, and from time to time we might be able to have broadcasts from Asia with Adzom Rinpoche or his sister Anila. Without students, there are no teachers, and without teachers, there are no students. We all dependently create one another. So we're very, very excited by the energy that is in the community. The community is alive, it is supportive, it is growing, and it really wishes to thrive, and we want to participate in that thriving in every way that we can. But we're really talking about finding a space of shared values. And if individuals share the values that we have in terms of coming to a deep appreciation of our innermost nature, then come and participate. That's the most significant thing that we can do together. Just sharing our participation is lovely and meaningful. And anything above and beyond that, by way of offering service for this community, offering financial, flows naturally. And we expect that that will just be a natural outflow for people because of that shared interest.
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings primarily in the Tibetan tradition in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson wished to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Khetsen Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor. And just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzom Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzom Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts, in practices, in rituals, in art, and many people in the West are attracted to it, and yet Westerners are Westerners. We're Westerners. We're not monastics. We may dedicate our lives to practice in our heart of hearts, but we have families, we have jobs, we have all kinds of responsibilities. So how can we communicate and really experience transformation through these practices. For that, some kind of bridging is necessary. We're also a community center, nonprofit community center, which is the hub of our work extending life skills, the life skills of cultivating calm, of cultivating ease in life, of cultivating kindness.
What did you do today that you liked?
Make the glittery thing to show your anger.
And what happened when you shook up the glittery thing?
It made me feel a little bit like I wanted to meditate in peace.
And then the Research Institute is where we look at what we can provide by way of information gained through research for the interested public. So we've mentioned that our own teachings here, which are drawn from work that we've done, our own translation work, our own study, and so forth, some of these will start appearing as pamphlets for practitioners here, and some of them will become books that will be published and will be widely available to the larger public. And I am right now in the process of gathering a team to translate a text from this tradition, which he powerfully feels, and which I also have a very, very strong wish to see translated. And we hope to do more of that. We've seen people telling us how their lives have changed, how their lives are improved, the comfort, the inspiration that they feel coming to Dawn Mountain. We really are inspired to envision a way that Dawn Mountain becomes a stable beacon and place of gathering for people who wish to practice at whatever level.
I trust the teachings. I feel in the place. I feel that I am constantly fed.
And I can feel my breathing better because of the way my legs are positioned.
How long have you been sitting like that?
I learned it when I started coming here.
And it's not only been in the spiritual sense, but also in every aspect of my daily life. I feel that I'm less stressed out. I don't get as angry or as depressed as I used to.
It's good. It teaches me how to kind of relax and
We'll just do a simple practice using the syllable ah, which is here and also in that window over there, if you like looking at Tibetan syllables. So for this part of the practice, we'll sound ah 3 times. And when we did Hong, everybody just kind of, sounded it at your own pace. You keep going. But here we'll just do it for 1 breath. So the first time that we sound ah, we feel that our heart center fills with white light, and the light spreads throughout our entire body and just dissolves every cell of our body into light. So healing, loving light. And the second ah, we imagine sending out beams of this light to everyone else in the room, and that they also send the light to us, and we practice receiving and giving. And with the third ah, we feel that from, this sort of network of light that we're sharing with each other, we send the light out throughout Houston and the US and all of North and South America and the entire globe and the solar system and the galaxy and the universe as far as you can go with your mind, to all beings everywhere. So as we go through this meditation, I'll just kind of lightly cue the visualization that we'll do. So we'll start with just kind of settling back into a calm state after our social connections over break. So just inviting the mind back into the body, we set our intention once again to rest the mind. Refresh the posture. Let the breath settle to its regular flow. And we bring the mind to heart center, and the first time we let the body dissolve to light. And the second time, we send and receive light. Third time, we send light throughout all of space and time. So to close our practice together, we will recite the dedication verses and the aspiration verses on the yellow sheet. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru. Lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May no beings always be free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And today, this Memorial Day weekend, we dedicate to all living beings, and especially to Vietnam veterans, Omega House, David V., Bridget's mother in the Bardo, Malak Kuzbari in the Bardo, Lester in the Bardo, Fernando Tijerina in the Bardo, Kathy Huber, Ali and David, Dad, Renee and family, all travelers, Francis, Sylvester, Charnsey, Jamesy, Scotty and Lily, Grace and Kelvin, Giselle and Leonardo, Kim something Bam, Veronica Anaya, Clementina Sucaranes, Luke, Mrs. Flores, Mary Leah, Susan, Kay, Mikey, Aurora, Eric, Julie, Dominica, Kenneth, Gus, Jessica and family, Bobby, all suffering children, Sue Newell, Jack Leonard, George Helland, Eleanor Day, Anna William, Jay Green in the Bardo, all living beings and all those affected by war. So, thank you everybody for coming and meditating with us today. You are most welcome to take this practice home and do it even in just a small 5-minute chunk of resting, sounding Hong, closing with an ah if you feel like it. You're also invited, if you haven't already done this, to look up Dawn Mountain on Facebook and like our page, or find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Get lots of good stuff there. We also have a podcast, so if you go to our website, dawnmountain.org, there's a page with podcast episodes. You can get lots of guided meditations and teachings and things for free, of course. And if you don't know about our first Sundays, on the first Sunday of the month, Anne or Harvey, or both, usually will be here to do a little teaching at 10:30. So if you want more than what you get from the Sunday meditations, you're welcome to come to those. And also, if you don't know this, we have yoga at 9:30, yoga for meditators. So you can come, get your yoga on, get a little break, eat some cookies so we don't have to, get your meditation on. It's a great Sunday. Also, if you want to come to Tuesday evening teachings, but it's an inconvenient time for you, we're going to start Second Chance Sundays. So starting with this summer Teaching Tuesday series, which is the first and third Tuesdays of the month, the Sunday that follows that teaching, we're going to have a senior student here to play the video of the teaching and have a little time for discussion. So it'll be about an hour and a half, and I think it's going to start at 1 p.m. So check out the website. If you don't get our newsletter, you can register for the newsletter by just putting your email down and check that you want to receive the newsletter for where you signed in when you came in up front. Also, we have a lovely vase out there. And if you would like to practice the first of the 6 perfections, the perfection of generosity, you are most welcome to put something in that bowl. And if you are not yet a member of Dawn Mountain, but you appreciate our awesomeness and would like to be part of the family, you can become a member by putting a membership card in that bowl. So we invite you to do all of those things. Mary Scott, should I announce anything else? Pardon?
The online prayer list.
Ooh. We have an online prayer list that you can access through our website, so you can add names, and then twice a month those names will be emailed out. And if you want to get the names that people are putting so that you can dedicate for them in your own practice too, you can subscribe to that list. So you can put a name on, that's one thing. You can also subscribe to the list, and that's something else. So you're not obligated to pray for everybody if you just want to put a couple names on the list. That might be it for now in terms of announcements, but thank you for coming. If you have questions, I'm available to talk to you. We have Charlie and Pam and Mark, some other senior students, so feel free to ask questions. And thank you, and have a lovely and safe Memorial Day tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.